friends, it's Doona here. Thanks for joining in for our Yoga for Total Beginners class. So I'm going to really dive deep into some alignments, some common alignments and misalignments that I see a lot with my students. If you haven't joined our 30-day yoga challenge for beginners, I do suggest going back to day 1, 2, and 3. Those days are going to be critical for you to understand a little bit more on yoga. All right, I'll go over it again today. Okay, so we're going to get started in a seated position, any comfortable cross-legged Indian style position. Feel free to grab your 2 blocks, maybe place them underneath your sit bones, and maybe grab a strap. So with all my videos, I always suggest grabbing your blocks as well as a strap. All right, so as you come into that comfortable seated position, you're going to rest your hands on top of your thighs, sitting up nice and tall. And then just close your eyes here. Okay, so checking in with how you're sitting. Okay, so a lot of times when I tell you to sit up tall, most likely your chest started opening and you started arching through the lower back. Now, I want you to draw the belly button in towards the lower back and notice how your tailbone started lengthening down and your chest started drawing in, okay? So I want you to keep that neutral spine. So no rounding, obviously, and no overarching. Coming into that neutral spine right in the middle, all right? Shoulder stays over hips, both sit bones grounded. Let the shoulders relax from the ears. Broaden through the collarbones. Now close your eyes if you haven't already, starting with some breathing. Inhale through your nose. And a slow exhale. Good. Try to keep that audible noise, making that oceanic noise. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Let's do one more. Try your best. Constricting the back of your throat. Breathe in. And let it go. Awesome. You can gently blink your eyes open. Spinal twist to the right. Place your left hand on top of right thigh. Right hand behind your lower back on the floor. Okay? As you inhale, sit up nice and tall. But again, when you're sitting up tall, your chest starts to open and your lower back starts to arch. So I want you to draw the belly button in again and create a flat lower back. That way your core is engaged and your lower back is supported. From there, you're going to twist through your mid and upper back. Good. As you inhale, sit up taller, but don't arch your back. Keep the core engaged, belly in. Exhale, twist a little bit deeper. There you go, peeling that right shoulder back. Gaze forward and slowly release. Good. Right hand on top of left thigh. Left hand behind your lower back on the floor. Inhale, use your breath. Inhale to lengthen. Lift up through your side waist. But again, don't arch your back, so pull the belly in. Lengthen the tailbone down. And then as you exhale, peel your left shoulder back. Good. Inhale, sit up taller, pull the belly button in and up. Exhale, twist deeper. There you go. Good. Gaze forward and slowly release. Awesome. Plant your palms in front of you. Let's come up to tabletop position. Wrist stacks directly underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Spread your fingers out wide and point your index finger straight forward. Always put a micro bend in your elbows rather than locking and hyperextending the joints. From here, inhale, you're going to drop your belly, slightly bend the elbows back towards your knees. Lift your chest and gaze all the way up for cow pose. Okay, notice if you're just dumping into your lower back, I want you to focus on drawing the shoulder blades towards each other and broadening through the chest. So you should feel the back bend through your upper back, not the lower back here. Exhale, you're going to push your hands into the floor, straighten the arms without locking the elbows. Pull the belly button in, round your upper back, then scoop your tailbone under. Good. Moving breath to movement. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat pose. Round your back. Scoop your tailbone under. Belly in, core is engaged. Inhale. Draw the shoulder blades towards each other. Melt the chest, or rather shoulders back. Exhale, cat pose. Very nice. Coming back to your tabletop position, keep your hands exactly how it is. So spreading your fingers out wide, index fingers points forward. Step your feet back into your high plank like you're about to do a push-up. Wrist underneath the shoulders. Keep your elbows micro bent and push your hands into the floor. Keeping your hands and feet there, press your hips up to downward facing dog. So your down dog stance should be from where your high plank is. Now, if this is too much for you, you could walk the foot maybe one baby step forward, so not too close, okay? We don't want the down dog to be too close, and we don't want it to be too wide where you're rounding the back, all right? So good distance for your down dog is from your high plank position. Good. Once you're in your down dog, first thing, bend your knees for now. Even if the heels lift up, that's okay. I want you to peel the heels slightly out and feel the inner thighs roll back. Scoop the belly in, draw the front ribs in, and as you push the floor away with your hands, straighten the arms, lengthen your spine. Biceps should frame your ears. And I want you to focus on broadening through the upper back. Wrap the outer triceps in. Good. This is your first time doing down dog. It's a lot of strength, a lot of work here. So make sure you're breathing with it. Okay? And if you don't feel anything in your hamstrings and your spine is long, feel free to straighten out the legs here. Good. Couple more breaths. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, walk your feet behind your wrist. Feel free to pick your hands up to get there. Okay? Once you're there, keep hinging from the hips. Bend your knees as much as you need. All 10 toes points forward. Grab opposite elbows. Let the arms dangle over your head. Lengthen through the back of your neck. Melt your chest down towards your toes. Push your chest back towards your thighs. Keep lengthening through the lower back. Release your hands. With your chin tucked, knees bent. Inhale, roll all the way up to a standing position. Keeping your head and neck up the very last. Once you're all the way up, you're just going to go ahead and roll out the shoulders. Maybe bring your feet together. And let's take a few moments here in our standing position, our mountain pose, okay? So this is a foundation for a lot of the poses we'll get into. So you're going to start with the ground up. Look at your feet. Big toes to touch, heel sliver apart, so the knife edges of your feet are parallel. Spread your toes out wide, but don't grip them. Let it be soft. Roll the inner thighs slightly back. but lengthen your tailbone down. Okay, so you're not arching your back. See if you could tuck the tailbone. So you could arch to kind of feel the difference. And then once you tuck your tailbone, you should feel your core engage. Okay, so let's try that again together. When you arch, your core, your belly is relaxed, is soft. But the moment you lengthen the tailbone down, your core is engaged. Good. So keeping that, firm up through the quads as well. So you're not just relaxing the legs, lift the kneecaps up, firm up the quads, engage the core. Then lift up through your side waist to grow your spine. But notice, it was kind of like how we did when we were in a seated position. The more you lift, the more your chest starts to open and your lower back is round or arching again. Okay, so you want to retuck the tailbone and draw the front ribs in. Okay, from here, relax the arms by the side, but keep your arms straight and active. Fingertips are active here as well. Roll the shoulder heads back, broaden through the collarbones. Good. So in your standing position here, you should be working. Your muscles should be engaged. You're not just standing. Good. One more breath. Inhale. Stand up taller. Firm up through the quads. Engage the core. Activate the arms. Exhale. Relax your jaw. Good. Keeping everything active. Point your pinky slightly out. Then inhale. Reach your arms over your head. Tadasana. Biceps frames your ears. You're going to find a slight internal rotation through your arms. So when you wrap the pinky slightly in, you're broadening through the upper back. Good. Exhale, lean over to the right. Drop your right hand down towards the outside of that right leg. Reach your left arm up and over. But right here, protect your lower back, so tuck your tailbone and then start to lean over a little bit more. But try not to crunch into that right side body so much. So as you inhale, I want you to lengthen through both side waist, and then lean over to the right as you exhale. Good. Inhale, mountain pose, arms over your head. Exhale, side body stretch to the left. I want you to tuck the tailbone again, keep the core engaged. Reach up, lengthen through the left side body, and then reach over to the left. Right arm stays straight and active, and peel your right shoulder slightly back. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, back bend. You're going to slightly press your hips forward, tuck the tailbone, open your elbows out wide, like you're squeezing the shoulder blades together. Then lift your chest up towards the ceiling. So anytime we're in this back bend, focus on lengthening through the front side of your body. And don't dump into the lower back. Lift your lower back up. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, forward folds. Hinging from the hips, you could bring your hands to heart. Micro bend your knees always. Then lead with your chest as you hinge from the hips. Good. So the lower back, mid back, upper back stays long and flat until you release your hands to the floor. Relax your head down. Good. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands on top of your shins. Straighten the arms and draw your chest forward. Draw the shoulder blades towards each other, opening up through the chest. So you're not rounding or overarching. Create that flat, neutral spine. Bend your knees, shift your weight forward, elongate through the back of your neck. Exhale, hinge from the hips. Feel free to bend your knees a lot. Relax your head. Lots going on here. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high plank. Plant your palms, walk your feet back. Okay, so today we're just going to hold in the high plank for our chaturanga. If you're new to yoga and you're still wondering what chaturanga is, I would suggest watching day 3 of our 30-day yoga challenge. Okay, so right there, I break it down. So in your high plank, really important, spreading your fingers out wide. You're not dumping your body down. You're pushing your hands into the floor and lifting your chest up, away from the thumbs. Broaden through the upper back as you widen through the collarbones. Firm up through the quads, slightly tuck the tailbone, engage your core. Last inhale here, breathe in. Exhale, downward facing dog. All right, so we're putting all that together, moving breath to movement. So remember, each pose, each movement has its own breath. We'll go slow for the first one. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, walk to the top of your mat. Feet together or hip width. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Hinge from your hips. Inhale, mountain pose, Tadasana. Exhale, side body stretch to your right. Keep your tailbone tucked, left shoulder open. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, over to the left. Drop the left hand. Keep the right arm straight. Reach up. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, back bend. Push your hips slightly forward. Keep the tailbone tucked. Lift your chest, open your elbows. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Don't forget to bend the knees, hinging from the hips. Inhale, halfway lift. Flat back, draw your chest forward. Exhale, high plank. Plant your palms, walk your feet back. Hold here for an extra breath. High plank is one of the best poses to build your entire body strength. Exhale, downward facing dog. Hips go high. Check in with your feet, hip width, heels slightly lifted, that's okay. Then lift your toes if you can. One more time here. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, walk to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, forward folds. Inhale, mountain pose, Tadasana. This time, you're going to twist over to the right, keeping your frontal hip bone square to the front. You're going to open your right arm back, left arm forward. Okay, so you're getting that nice rotation through your torso. Again, keeping the hips square. Inhale, mountain pose. Keep the tailbone tucked, core is engaged. Exhale, twist to your left. Even here, tuck the tailbone so you don't dump into the lower back. Imagine you're trying to reach for the opposition, expand through your chest. Inhale, mountain pose, Tadasana. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Hinge from your hips. From here, inhale, halfway lift. Listen for the change. Exhale, plant your palms, step your left foot way back. Okay, so setting up for our first warrior 2. Keep your right toes pointing forward, right knee over right ankle. Drop your back heel and point your left toe slightly in. Now draw a line from your right heel towards your back heel. Okay, once it's set up, so the back heel should be away towards the back of the mat. Your left foot should be about 45-degree angle. Okay, once it's set up, once your foundation is set up, you're going to rise up to warrior 2. Swing your arms out to a T. Okay, restack your right knee over right ankle. Now, if this is too wide for you, always feel free to walk the left foot forward, shorten the stance. Or maybe the other way, you could always walk your feet away from each other to deepen the stance. Peel your right knee open towards your right pinky toe and imagine rolling the right inner thigh up and back. Press into the knife edge of your left foot. Keep the left leg straight. Activate the left quad And slightly roll the left hip slightly in. Okay? Good. From here, arms out to a T, shoulders squared. Shoulder stays over hips. Keep the tailbone tucked, core is engaged, arms are active. Inhale, shift forward, just your upper body, keep the legs the same. Exhale, right forearm on top of thigh, left arm reaches up. Try not to round through the torso. Rather, reach up with that top hand and feel your chest lift up. So there should be a straight line of energy from your back heel all the way up towards that left shoulder. Straight line. Torso is lengthened. Left leg is still active. Peel your right knee out, getting that nice stretch into that right inner thigh. And pull your chest towards the top of your mat. Keep your legs the same. Inhale, reverse warrior. Drop your left hand down behind your thigh. Reach your right arm up and over. Keep that right arm straight. Peel your left shoulder back. Tuck your tailbone. Exhale, back to low lunge. Cartwheel your arms. Re-square your hips. Then step your left foot forward. Good. Let's take a forward fold. Come back to the breath. If you need to stand up to give yourself a break, feel free to do so before we move on to the other side. If you lost your breath, that's okay. Just come back to it now. This is a good time for you to slow the breath down, coming back to the present moment. All right, friends, let's set up for the warrior two. Come into your forward folds. Plant your palms. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale. Drop your hands. Step your right foot way back into your lunge position. Keep your left toes pointing forward. Drop your right foot. Point your right toe slightly in. So again, creating that 45-degree angle with that right foot. And then I want you to draw a line from your left heel all the way back towards the arch of that right foot. Pressing into that knife edge of your right foot, stomping your left foot into the ground. Inhale, rise up to warrior two. Good. And again, once you rise, feel free to readjust your stance. Okay? Good. Maybe your front thigh will become parallel to the floor. Maybe it won't today. Okay? Just make sure this left knee does not pass the ankle. Good. Roll the right inner thigh slightly in, left inner thigh out. Tuck the tailbone, core is engaged. Spread your arms out to a T, and imagine you're trying to reach for the opposition. Imagine you're trying to reach for the front and the back, then feel your chest open up. But try not to arch, so you're drawing the ribs, your front ribs, in towards each other. Good. Keeping your legs the same, inhale, shift forward. Exhale, left arm down on top of forearm, right arm reaches up. Good. Try not to dump into that left side body. So you're going to keep reaching up like you're trying to touch the ceiling with that right hand. Then peel your right shoulder back. There's a slight rotation through your torso. Good. Peel this left knee out. Keeping the legs the same. Inhale, reverse warrior. Right arm down, left arm up and over. Keep the shoulders square. Relax the left shoulder down. Inhale. Exhale, cartwheel your arms. Low lunge, re-square your hips to forward fold. Awesome, friends. Let's meet back in downward facing dog. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your palms. Step back into your high plank. Legs are active, core is strong. Hold on your inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good, friends. All right, we're just going to flow through that once. Sun B, moving through our warrior two sequence. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, step your right foot between your hands. Set up your foundation first. Drop that back heel. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, reverse warrior. Leg stays the same. Exhale, low lunge. Step your right foot back into high plank. Hold on your inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Other side. Step your left foot forward on your exhale. It might take a few steps to get up there, and that's okay. Drop this right foot. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, low lunge. Step your left foot back. Hold on your inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. All right, friends, let's slow down. Step your right knee to the outside of your right wrist. Right ankle towards the left wrist. Drop the right knee down, okay? So you might have to bend this right knee a lot. Then scoot your left foot back into half pigeon pose. So your left leg should be completely straight. Make sure this right knee is pointing out rather than forward. You could always grab a block, lift the hips, and place the block underneath that right sit bone. Otherwise, you could grab another block and just place it on top of your hands, and your hips will be lifted, okay? So that way your hips are supported. Otherwise, if you're all the way on the floor, draw that right hip back, left hip forward. You could stay here or lower down onto your forearms. Good. And this time you could drop the head, straighten your arms forward, and just relax the forehead. Let the shoulders relax. No more working here. Rather than working, just go ahead and let the body, let the gravity do its work for you. Breathing into the hips. Plant your palms. Curl your left toes. Lift the left knee. Step your right foot back. Downward facing dog. If you need to, go ahead and shake out that right leg. Get some blood flow back in. And then let's do half pigeon on the other side. Left knee towards the left wrist. Left ankle towards the right wrist. Keep this left knee pointing out. And then scoot this right leg back. Good. Okay, keeping the hips squared. Draw the left hip back. Stay on top of this right thigh. And whatever you did on the other side, same thing. You can stay lifted or forward folds. 5 breaths here. Good. Plant your palms. Lift your right knee. Step that left foot back, downward facing dog. Feel free to shake it out. All right. So you're going to shift into your high plank. Drop to the knees. And then let's lower down slowly. Once you're all the way on your belly, keep your hands underneath your shoulders. Zip tie your legs together. Draw the elbows in. Roll the shoulder heads back. Open the chest. Inhale, lift the chest, but keep gazing down so the back of the neck is long. Draw the belly in so your tailbone lengthens down towards the backs of the heels. Draw the shoulders slightly in and drag the hands back against the mat. Feel your chest pull forward. Cobra Pose. Last inhale. And then exhale, slowly lower. Good. Keep your forehead down. Interlace your fingers behind your back. Keep your legs zip tied. Press the floor away with the tops of your foot. Lift your kneecaps, lift your thighs. Then as you roll the shoulder heads back, lift your chest. But again, keep the core engaged. So you're not going to be able to lift so high when the core is engaged. I want you to keep lengthening through the lower back, like you're lengthening the tailbone towards the backs of your heels. Gaze is still down, back of the neck is long. Last inhale. And then exhale, release. Drop your forehead. Drop your hands underneath the shoulders. Rise up to tabletop. And let's go ahead and have a seat. All right, friends, hamstring stretch. So just like our standing position when we're folding, really important to hinge from the hips when you're in a seated position as well. Okay, so the difference is rounding and folding, then hinging from the hips. The back is completely flat. Good. You could always keep your hands on top of your shins, down to the floor. You could maybe grab your feet. Just keep lengthening through the lower back. Focus on pulling your chest forward. Keeping the big toes to touch. Inhale, lengthen even more. Exhale, fold a little bit deeper. This time, a little bit of rounding in the upper back is fine. Good. Just keep pulling the chest forward so there's not too much rounding in the upper back. Rolling the inner thighs down. Inhale, slowly rise. Plant your palms, bend your knees, hips forward, and let's lower all the way down. Good. Once you're on your back, straighten this left leg down. Hug your right knee into your chest, make some circles. And cross your right knee over your body, supine twist. Then scoot only your hips over to the right. Tee out this right arm and gaze past your right shoulder. And try not to let your right shoulder lift up too much. So I'd rather have your right shoulder grounded and your right knee lifted than the other way. Come back to center. Draw your left knee into your chest. Cross your left knee over your body. Tee out your left arm and gaze past your left shoulder. Good. Come back to center. And let's take Shavasana. Legs out long. Perfect time for you to let go of the practice, let go of your to-do list, and just taking this moment to really find that relaxation through the body as well as the mind. Inhale through your nose, keep your eyes closed. Exhale, sigh it out. Please stay here for a few more rounds of breath, and I'll see you guys next time. Namaste.